Hello everyone, so today I will be doing something different. I have filtered here some hands from GG. We will be playing from early position every time. We'll be playing single race spots and we'll be looking at the strategies in GTOWizard. And before looking at the strategies in GTOWizard, I will be explaining my thoughts on every flop, how my range should play, and let's see how close can I get to the actual GTO strategies. I think I have 5 or 6 hands here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 6 hands, okay. So let's start with pocket tens. So we have 30 big blinds, open, and button calls. Okay, 30 big blinds effective, nice. And we get this flop. So on this flop, pocket tens. So I don't think we have a range bet here, although our range is pretty strong. Yeah, I don't think we have range bet because I think kings, queens wants to check a lot, tens wants to check a lot, pocket aces wants to check a lot, pocket jacks as well. I think pocket fours is basically a pure bet. So we have some hands that want to check. Some jack x wants to check, definitely. But we have probably like 70-80% bet. And we'll be using some big sizings here. So ace queen, ace king, definitely want to bet big. Pocket fours maybe. Ace 10 as well. So yeah, what will be? We will have some small bets as well. Aces if it bets want to bet small. Jacks if bets wants to bet small. Ace jack probably wants to bet small because it blocks the board really hard. And some weaker ace x as well. Maybe some more stronger jack x wants to bet, so like queen jack and king jack. So I think that's how our range should look like, okay? So I checked, he checks. So on a 6, after we check, we can definitely do block betting. Start block betting with kings, jack x, queens, or remaining ace x as well. Well, we check. Do I have a value bet here? I mean, he's gonna have some 9s, 8s, right? But he will have some jack x, maybe some ace x as well. You never know. Side check down. And I think we win. Okay, yeah. So we're playing no HUD, so this guy is definitely a fish. But I don't think if we bet, he calls anything. So okay, let's look at GTO. So we have 30 big blinds. 30. Okay, we are. So hijack. Okay, we are UTG. So big blind calls. Flop is jack of spades, ace of clubs, four of hearts. Big blind is gonna pure check. Yes. Oh, okay. So it's a range bet. So it's a range bet. For small, these sizings can mix into 25% or 20%, 30%, whatever, doesn't matter. And yes, we have big sizings and we have a bunch of half pot bets as well. So yeah, ace, king, ace, king, ace, king, ace, queen, ace 10 wants to bet big. Some ace 9, ace 8 as well. Ace jack if bets only bet small mainly. And we want to bet small all of our kings and queens as well. And the sets are pure betting as well. Yeah, pocket fours if bets mainly bets half pot. Okay, and our bluffs with big sizing is gonna come from hands building around our jack and the bottom of range, so these suited connectors and gappers, so 10-9 suited, 10-8 suited, 8-9 suited. Okay, so there's no point in looking for it in that hand because we basically don't have a check range, so if I go forward into this node, we won't have a range basically. So yeah, we have 0.6% checks, which is basically nothing. Okay, we are done with this hand, I think. So next, okay, we have 35. Okay, so 12 big blind stack flats. I mean, there's not much point looking at this because this guy's probably a fish. Yeah, sure, if I put this in AHLC, he surely will flat like aces. Some ace-8 suited maybe, ace-9 suited, some king-9 suited maybe. Some mix of small pockets. Maybe king-jack off, I don't know. So his range is just so whatever. And if he's a fish, yeah, he's gonna have a wide range, so he's gonna have queen-9 off and shit like that. So yeah, not worth looking at this. Okay, we have aces. 35 big blinds. We open. Big blinds call. So 35 big blind effective. Okay. He checks. So on this board, I think we're gonna check back a lot of aces and kings. Queens as well, but queens, jacks gonna bet way more than aces and kings. We will check back ace-9 as well. I think we are more incentivized to bet something like 10-9 that has plus equity with the gut shot and the two pair outs as well. Yeah, so I think this hand mainly checks back. We will check back, I think, a lot of 8x as well. So what will be our sizing mainly? I think we want to bet at max half pot here, but probably mainly betting small because we don't want to build a big pot on this board, I think, because big blind has a bunch of two pairs and straights sets as well. So, okay. So I think this is a check back. And turn I check back as well because he definitely can check 9 as well. He can still check both like 9-7, 9-6. He can still check something like 10-8 of diamonds. So if I bet and get check raised, that's pretty fucking ugly. Okay, there's a 10, so there's a 4 straight on board. When he checks, I don't think he checks many strong hands now, because my range basically looks like ace-6, ace-7, and ace highs. So I don't think he's gonna check a lot. He will bet probably half pot or something to get value from 6x and 7x. So when he checks, we definitely have a sizing, and we kind of want to bet polar here, 75%, 80%, something like that, with our 10x as well. We have some pocket eights. Still, we have some boats, like sevens, might check back twice, definitely checking back nines on the turn with the quads. So I still have left some overpairs here, queens, maybe some jacks with low frequency, kings with aces with higher frequency as well. I have some ace 10, king 10, queen 10, jack 10, right? Because I don't bet all of that. And as I said, we have pocket eights, some ace 8 suited maybe, some king 8 suited. So we are polar here. Our bluffs probably gonna come from queen jack, king jack, because those don't really have showdown value anymore. And they want to fold that ace-x, and he folds. Okay, so we are 35 big blind effective. We opened UTG 1, big blind calls, flop is 6 of hearts, I mean 7 of hearts, 9 of clubs, and 6 of diamonds. Yep. So yeah, big blind range checks. Let's see. Yep, aces wants to check back around 40%. And we do have big sizings here. And basically our main sizing is big, like half pot and 83%. We don't really have small bets, not much. So let's see, tens wanna bet big, ace 9, king 9 wanna bet big. I thought this will be check back a lot since, yeah, it doesn't run a check raise, but I guess it's good for value. So jacks, basically a pure bet. Yeah, as you can see, queens wants to check back some, then more with kings and more with aces. A bunch of our strong ace x checking back. Our bluffs will be queen jack, queen 10, jack 10. A lot. King 8 suited, ace 8 suited mainly bets. And queen 8 and jack 8 mainly checks back. A straight never checks back. 10 8 suited never checks back. 8 9 with the straight draw never checks back. 10 9 is basically pure bet as well. So we can bet the strong ace 9x and check back these middlings that don't have a draw, like jack 9 and queen 9. Okay. Most of our weak aces checking back as well. All right. Sets checking back sometimes. All right. So aces mostly check back. Okay. So the turn was, I think, 9 of diamonds, right? Yep. So now big blind's gonna have some overbets and some big bets as well. Building around apparently the 8x and the 9x combos, as well as some 10x. But he checks, and yeah, aces now almost wants to check back pure. Okay, so now if we have 9x, we never check that back now. Check back still some 8x, some 10x as well. Queen jack mainly bets. So now we don't check back boats at all, and quads neither. So our main sizings here is obviously like smallish, because as you saw, we bet our bunch of our strong hands on the flop, like these vulnerable overpairs jacks and tens. Our strong ace 9x bet as well, but we still have some left. Okay, so we don't check back boats. All right, river was, I think, some 10 of spades. Big blind's gonna have some really big bets now. Yeah, 300% pot. That's gonna build around 9x. Some air, like 4 3 4 deuce, 3 deuce, king deuce, queen deuce, and some 8x apparently. Yeah, 8x and 9x wants to overbet 3x, and then a bunch of trash hands. Well, he checks. And yeah, our main sizing now is 75%, 76%. So we bet 8x if we bet all of our 10x. We obviously check back ace queen, ace jack. There's no point on bluffing them. Yeah, and queen jack is bluffing, as you can see. King jack is bluffing with pure frequency if you check back. Actually, ace 6 and king 6 is bad. I'm not sure if these are, like, this must be a value bet, right? This must be a value bet. Let's see, we bet. Does king 6 get called by worse? Like 5 6? So he needs to call ace 5, ace 4, ace 3, ace deuce. Whoa, yeah. So as you can see, he has basically no value left. He has some ace 8 that he checks the river with, so he needs to call a bunch of ace highs. But I think in reality, people will have a bunch of 6x and 7x still here. So I will not advise betting a6 and king 6 here. Sure, maybe 7x, a7, king 7, my bad, because he has some 6x as well. But yeah, I would not do this in practice. All right, next hand. So we have king 10 with, oh, this is gonna be a deep pot, 100 big blinds effective. I think this is a range bet. Okay, so this, I don't think this is a thing. This guy's probably a fish. Okay, I called with the backdoor draws. I don't think this node exists, so, but we'll see. Okay. I can definitely check back the turn. This is if he's goofing around with some shitty hands. But he still could just check call with like something like Jack 9 of diamonds that he donged. Or some 9-7 of diamonds that he donged. Or whatever. And I can still bluff some rivers as well. Obviously we can improve. Actually I like this as a check back. I should not have bet this. Because we have showdown value. And he's definitely not folding a pair to this small sizing, definitely not folding ace-x, he's a fish. Yeah, I think I should have checked back. Okay, I think this node does not exist, but let's see. 100 big blinds. UTG. Big blind calls. Okay, queen of diamonds and hearts. I will be surprised, yeah. He does not donk, so but let's see if it's a range bet. Yeah, it's a range bet for third pot. So if you use third, 25% doesn't matter probably. And I think, let's see, if you bet third, I think he's gonna check raise a bunch. Yep. He's actually check raising 17-ish%. So a bunch of queen X check raising. A bunch of strong broadways building around the queen. Some 6x for protection, some under pairs for protection, some ace-x. So a bunch of check raise here. Basically, half time he calls, half time he check raises. I don't think population will find this. So the range bet is printing more because you're not gonna get check raised by queen x this aggressively. You're just gonna check all this deep. Okay. Next hand. So 30 big blinds. Think similar to the 6-7-9 board, this is kind of the same. I think aces again wants to check back here a lot. Kings as well, and we bet queens down a bunch. So we're probably gonna have, we don't have like many sixes, right? We have a6 suited and that's it. Maybe king 6 suited, but I would not open probably this with these stack sizes. We don't have two pairs. I think we have 5+ here. So yeah, I don't think we have straights because we don't open 7-8 suited. Definitely not with a 7 big blind stack here. I think this hand just wants to bet basically for protection. So I would bet like around half pot here. I went for the 25%. I think I should bet bigger here. Basically half pot or more. And I should barrel this because the Jack X does not really hit his range. I should definitely bet here. for like a half pot or more again. And we're gonna call any bet. I mean, people can lead here 4x for small sizing, and if they have somehow a jack x for small sizing, so I don't like the raise that much. Okay, let's see. So we have 30. We open from UTG1, big blind calls. Flop is 4, 5, 6. So 4, whatever, 4, 5, 6. And as you can see, big blind has a shit ton of leads here. He leads more than he checks, which makes sense, to be honest, because he has more two pairs and straights than us. He has more sets than us as well, so it makes sense. Yeah, as you can see, a6 wants to bet big. No third or 25%. Also on this board, we don't have apparently a small sizing either, so we have either half pot or 80%, because we have a bunch of over pairs. And again, aces checks around half the time, but we check kings more here on this board, and queens as well a lot. Okay, so we check back our ace5 and ace4 suited, ace3 as well, ace7 as well. No betting with our straight draws here apparently. So yeah, we have king5, king6 suited in the sim, but this is that all stacks have 30 big blinds, but in real life you won't get this ever because stacks are changing and shit like that. So what will be our blobs? So jack 8, jack 9, 10 8, 10 8, 10 9, some offsuit broadways as well. Okay. Okay, we have fours in this sim with frequency. So these ones to better half the time. As you can see, the most vulnerable overpairs just never check. You start checking some jacks. A strong ace x basically almost checks. A strong king x suited as well. Okay, bluff 8x and 9x mostly. So this node will not exist with a6 because we never check back a6. I mean, we never bet small with a6, but let's pretend that we bet half pot. And he did call. And the turn was the jack of spades. And as you can see, even versus, he still has some check raises here, even though he dunks a shit ton. So the check raise part is building around 7x. Mainly some sets, straight, and that's it mostly. And some offsuit ace-x here as well. So that's a gutter. All right, but he checks. Let's see. He doesn't have a lead now because he led a bunch on the flop. So I think a6 keeps betting. Yep. That was a mistake. So again, our continue is the same size as on the flop, half pot and 80%, and basically bet range here with our continuing range. All right, so that was a think costly mistake because he had a strong hand that definitely could call two big bets. All right, let's move on. So we have jack 9 here. We have, again, this is again deep spot. So we're gonna be 70 big blinds effective, small blind flats. So small blind is gonna have a bunch of broadways here and a bunch of pockets. Probably a bunch of king queen as well, because he's not gonna 3-bet that aggressively as the sim. But with this combo, I don't think this is a range bet spot because his range is way stronger than the big blind range. So I check this back. This card is so good for a range, right? I think we're gonna start betting a shit ton here. But I check back again. And we definitely have a value bet now for half pot or more. Okay, so let's see. So 70 big blinds. Do we have 70? We have 60 and 80. Well, let's go with 60. So we open UTG 1, small blind calls, big blind folds. Flop is 6 of hearts, 7 of clubs, king of clubs. Okay, so small blind range is basically all suited ace-x, almost all suited 9x, all the pocket pairs, some suited connectors with frequency, some suited king x, and these hands with frequency here, so he never has jacks plus, ace king, but he has a bunch of king queen still, king jack. As you can see, king jack here is king jack suit is a pure 3-bet. I don't think population finds this. King 10 suit as well, almost king queen suit as well with range, so I don't think population finds this. So okay, I said this is not a range, but let's see. Okay, it is not. So we want to check back our strong suited ace-x combos, ace queen, ace jack. Queens wants to check back a lot. Again, these worse pairs than a king wants to check back a lot. Sets basically never check back here. Even kings is mostly betting. Ace is mostly betting. So we bet small basically or check. Okay, Jack 9 suited. Let's see with the backdoor flush draw. Mostly it's betting. All right. Queen 9 suited as well. So this backdoor 9x hands with the backdoor flush draw wants to bet a lot. Queen 10 suited as well, Jack 10 suited. Okay, so these are mostly betting here. Because I check back. Turn was a jack of diamonds. So big blind is gonna lead big now because this card is good for range, and if you bet small, we just can call with a lot of hands, like a bunch of ace highs, bunch of ace 10, ace queen can call, so he wants to get big value from those, I guess. So let's see the value part. King jack, king 7, 6s, 7s, and that's the value part. And then a bunch of bluffs with some 10-9, 8-9, queen 10, some ace queen is bluffing as well with the queen of clubs with full frequency, the low ace-x flush draw hands as well. Okay, well he checks, and I think we're gonna bet a lot here, yeah. And with bigger sizing, like half pot or more. Well, this is not half pot, okay, this is like 80% and over bet. Okay, so our ace queen starts bluffing now. Ace 10 suited with the flush draw as well if you check back. Ace 10 off as well. Obviously jacks if you check back. Queen stands, these pairs still checking, obviously for showdown value. Starts bluffing these low ace-x or straight draws. And obviously if you check back king x on the flop, we starts bombing that now. But yeah, these weak jack x, as you can see, still prefer a check back. Okay, so again check, and the river is the 7 of hearts. Again, small blind, mainly overbets here with a bunch of king x, bluffs queen 10, queen 9 with full frequency, bluffs ace 8, some small ace x suited hands, overbets the 7x, he still has some pure check 6s, okay. All right, let's see if do we bet jack x now? No, it still prefers checking back. This combo definitely. So we bet jack 10. So our only sizing here is like 60%. We don't have that many strong hands as well, so it doesn't make sense to bet big. Interestingly, we bet a bunch of ace x here. Ace 10 is betting now. Ace 8, ace 9. I think these are bluffs. See if, but does he call versus ace x? Oh, he does not. So those are bluffs. Okay. I guess to fold out to under pairs. I guess that's why it's betting. So it bluffs all the queen 10, queen 9. Queens is now value betting, obviously. All the king x that remained. And we bluff all of our 8x except jack 8, obviously, because that's showdown value. And check back the pairs for showdown value. All right. So, I mean, this is fine, probably. All right. Okay, that's it. This was the last hand. All right, so couple of mistakes there. Not range betting UTG versus button on the ace jack. I think it was ace jack 4. And not barreling big with the ace 6 on the 4-5-6 twice versus big blind. So those are definitely some takeaways there. Okay, let's a few things now. I'm gonna stop the video. If you like the content, please subscribe and like the videos. If not, then not do that, obviously. So yeah, that was for today, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.